Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new here so that we can help keep the channel growing. In this week's video, I am going to be reviewing Nike's newest shoe model, the Nike ZoomX Invincible. So this shoe is one of the first mass marketed shoes to include some of the technology that you might find in the Alpha Flies and the Vaporfly Next Percent. So without further ado, here's what I thought about the shoe. Introducing the Nike ZoomX Invincible. The shoe is marketed as a high cushioning and high energy return shoe. The shoe uses the ZoomX Foam developed for the Next Percent shoe range. But what exactly is the ZoomX Foam? Well, according to Nike, the foam uses cutting-edge engineering to give you the greatest possible energy return by turning the impact of your step into energy for your next stride. So, while the foam first appeared in the Vaporfly 4%, the Pegasus Turbo was actually the first everyday shoe to use a version of the foam in it. However, despite being a popular shoe, it is no longer on the market, superseded by the ZoomX Invincible, which uses a lot more of the foam. Arguably, this is the shoe that runners have wanted from Nike for a while now. 100% ZoomX foam midsole and no carbon plate. The perfect shoe for long runs, recovery runs, or runners who like as much cushioning between them and the surface they are running on. So to test the shoes out, I used them over a number of very different sessions. So I did a session over a slower, longer run. I used them as my warm-up before a big, heavy sprint session, and then I used them as my warm-down shoe after said heavy session. I also did a few things in the gym in them, and this is what I found. So being a sprinter, I didn't actually do a full session in the shoe. However, I did use them to warm up in and do sprint drills, as well as do a couple of my longer, slower runs in them. I found the shoe to be very comfortable and super supportive. Honestly, it was like running on a cloud of cushions. Now, while the shoe does look quite square and bulky, the shoe itself is actually very lightweight and quite durable. I've seen no damage to the outer sole or the midsole since I've started wearing them, and I expect that I will get a lot more running out of them before I even need to think about replacing them. I would also agree with Nike's assertions that they do give you an energy return, because warming up and down in them after massive sessions the day before or a massive session that night on tired legs was a hell of a lot easier than ever before. Doing gym in these shoes was an interesting experience. I am fully aware that this is not what the shoe was designed for, but let's be honest, with many people running around and doing gym work in Converse All-Star shoes, there's a high chance that they might end up being someone's gym shoe, and I wanted to test them out in this respect. My gym program is designed to develop speed and power, and because of that, most of what I do is some sort of lift followed by an explosive action. Lifting in these shoes was an interesting experience to say the least. Because they are very cushioning, it can be a little off-putting, as I was used to feeling the movement from the floor up, but nothing to the extent that I found it limited the lifting experience. And obviously, the extra support on the jumps was very much appreciated. Having said this, they are very much a super supportive running shoe, so I will not be using them as a gym shoe in the future. So as you may be able to guess from this review, the shoe gets a big tick of yes and approval from me. I definitely will be including them in my rotation of shoes as I train during the week, particularly more towards the end of the week when I've got tired legs or when I do just feel like I need a little extra oomph in my session. I will say though that they are quite a firm fitted shoe, so they may not suit people with a broader foot. As I've previously mentioned, I do have a pretty slim and narrow foot, so most shoes suit me. And also at $270 Australian, they are again on the upper end of what people might be willing to spend on a shoe, particularly given that the Pegasus 38 do have a lot more cushioning in both the foot and the tongue of the shoe for this version. But I will also say that the shoe is extremely comfortable, that I think that for athletes traveling, they're a good shoe to travel in. I think I'll be traveling in them this season when I go interstate. The extra cushioning and the support just gives you a little something that you know that even if you have to do a little bit of extra walking because you get lost, or, you know, like when you're in the airport and you have a terminal change, your legs aren't going to tire out and your feet aren't going to become injured. So thank you very much for watching another video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please post any comments down below about what you thought of the shoe or any questions you have about the shoe that I didn't think to cover off. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that and giving the video a thumbs up rather. And I will see you all in my next video very soon.